Hello students, I am Assistant Professor Priyanka Kashir from Department of Chemistry, SHGM College, Kopargaon. Today we will discuss the agricultural chemistry topic number 5, fertilizers and manures. In that topic, vermicompost point will be taken today's video lecture. Vermicompost is the very important fertilizer because earthworm loses the soil and improves the texture and thus increases the quality and quantity of trace. Preparation of vermicompost. Vermicompost means the scientific growing of earthworms. Vermicompost can be done either of the following two methods: indoor method or small scale culturing method, and second is outdoor culturing technique. See, indoor or small scale culturing technique. In that technique, vermiculture box is shown in slide, and this box is made up of either plastic, wood or tin so that it can be transported from one place to another place. They should be non-porous so that they are able to retain moisture. The box should be 50 centimeter length, 35 centimeter broadness and 20 centimeter height with a few holes of 500 millimoles of diameter at the bottom. It is shown in the diagram. Bottom of the box is covered with a plastic window screen which is covered with a burlap or jute cloth to prevent the sticking of culture medium and escape of earthworms through holes. It permits the drainage of excess water. Generally, plastic tubes are used for vermiculture because they are more durable and can be easily packed over each other in a vertical rows. Top of the box is covered with burlap or jute cloth framed before inoculation of medium and earthworms. A mixture of 1/3 soil and the organic matter is 2/3. It is used for the culture purpose. A layer of 2 to 4 centimeter thick sand, it is sprayed in the plastic boxes. This layer is covered with 2 to 4 centimeter thick soil layer. Organic matter is placed on one side of container. Water is sprinkled on the cultural medium so as to make it 25 to 30% moist. For indoor process, temperature of the building is maintained between 10 to 20 degree Celsius. Water should be sprinkled regularly in a limited quantity. Sufficient amount of organic material should be added to culture medium to avoid stogging. Low wattage of light should be applied to avoid crawling out of earthworm boxes. Then second method is outdoor culturing technique. The vermicomposting cycle is shown in the slide. Let us see the procedure of vermicomposting cycle. For outdoor cultures at low temperature, boxes must be covered with suitable insulation material. Example, wheat straw, dry hay or weeds, etc. to maintain the required temperature. Large vermiculture beds are made on the wasteland with a bottom layer 10 cm high gravel over which plastic window is placed with its edges raised up to 20 mm height. Bottom is covered with 2 to 4 cm thick sand layer which is covered with a mixture of 1/3 soil and 2/3 organic matter, same as the indoor procedure in the form of conical heap to avoid accumulation of excess water during rains. The bottom layer of gravel and sand also help to maintain the water content in a culture. The window screen prevents the escape of worms. Next point is effect of vermicompost on soil fertility. Vermicompost deals with application of earthworm for production of rich biofertilizer which break down organics into plant available nutrients, animal feed for livestock, treatment of industrial waste and effluents. It increases biotic components of soil processes. It keeps the soil aerated. 10. Synthetic fertilizer. What is mean by synthetic fertilizer? Synthetic fertilizers are man-made inorganic compounds usually derived from products of the petroleum industries. Example ammonium nitrate, ammonium phosphate, superphosphate and potassium sulfates. These are the synthetic fertilizers. Then let us see comparison of organic fertilizers and synthetic fertilizers. First comparison or first point is these are minerals derived from plant and animal part of residues. Example blood, meal, compost manure, bad guano, seaweed and worm casting. In the synthetic fertilizer, they are the man-made inorganic compounds usually derived from byproducts of petroleum industries. Example ammonium phosphate, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potassium sulfate. Second point is support microbiological life in a soil. Do not support microbiological life in a soil. Third point is organic fertilizers are dilute source of nutrients, creating top growth and root growth simultaneously. Synthetic fertilizers can release nutrients too quickly, creating a great deal of top growth before the roots are able to catch up. Organic fertilizers are not dissolved easily, hence plants can use them for longer time. Synthetic fertilizers dissolve easily and release nutrients faster than plants use them. Organic fertilizers are builders of soil and it is the soil that are feeding the plants. Synthetic fertilizers can cause damage to soil nutrients cycling as well as promote a rash of pest problems. In organic fertilizers, since it is dilute source of nitrogen, fungi population do not occur. In a synthetic fertilizers, its sudden increases or decreases in a soluble nitrogen can increase fungi population that attack and weaken the plant. These are the comparison between the organic and synthetic fertilizer. Then environmental effects on a synthetic fertilizer. What are the effects on the environment? First one is effect on soil and second is effect on food and our health. Let us move effect on soil in detail. Synthetic fertilizers kill a large percentage of soil naturally occurring microorganisms which normally break down organic matter into plant nutrients and help convert nitrogen from the air into a plant usable form. Other useful soil bacteria are disease organisms which keep cutworm, chinch bugs, grubs and other parasites in a check. It takes almost 6 weeks for soil to partially recover biological from a poisoning by synthetic fertilizer. Soil that is deprived of its Microorganisms undergo a rapid decline in a soil structure and it loses its essential ability to retain water, air and nutrients. Plants grown in such a depleted soil are extremely susceptible to damage from diseases, insects and droughts. Synthetic fertilizers tend to replenish only nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, while depleting the other nutrients and minerals that are naturally found in a truly fertile soils. Then effect on food and our health. It is the very important point for us. What is the effect on food or our health? First effect is organically grown fruits and vegetables have significantly more antioxidants, polyphenols and enzymes that effect on our health. A lack of omega 3 oil means the nutrient in our body is known to lead to heart disease, cancers, mental disorders such as attention deficit disorder. Our nutritional deficiencies is due to the fruit and vegetables which are now being picked primarily. For the example, non-organic tomatoes are now being made to look red using synthetic ethylene instead of sunlight. Laboratory test proves that the fruits, the vegetables, the grains, the eggs and the even milk and the meats of today are not what they were a few generations ago. Due to existence of rampant obesity, no man of today can eat enough fruit and vegetables to supply his systems with the mineral salts he required for a perfect health. Then it is the effect on our health or food. Next, in that next lecture, manures point will be taken. Its a definition, classification, uses and effects and biogas plant. It should be taken in the next lecture. Okay. Thank you for watching my video.